Let's rock.
Hey, this is Dave from Sven Gali. And let's rock.
How are things?
Very good. We had a really good weekend, two good shows, and played at the Alma Combo on Friday night, which was a really good show. We recorded a live record,
Nice.
so it worked out.
El Macombo, pretty classic place.
Yeah, it was great. It was really, really cool. We pretty packed, and we just had a great time. The band, we all clicked, and we were looking forward to the show, and everything went off really well.
Nice. And then you also played what, Fort Erie?
Yeah, we played Fort Erie the next night. We did it was like a benefit. We played with Escape the Fate. I don't know if you remember that band from back in the day,
I do.
from the States. We played with those guys at a benefit for the city of Fort Erie.
Nice. How did that go?
Went good. Not good. They were very appreciative. People came from the States because we're so close to the border, and Escape the Fate's pretty popular there. So it was good. It was a nice night, and it was for a good cause.
That's excellent. Good stuff. And new album. Now, I have a couple questions about this. Bombs and Battlescars, new album, but I don't really get it because I've had this for about 9 months.
Yes.
So what the heck is going on? You had a release on September 13th, but I've had it for 9 months. What's going on?
Well, the release on September 13th was in the States and Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, but in Canada it's been out as soon as we can get it out.
Lucky Canadians.
Yes, I would hope.
Fantastic album. Great sounding record.
Oh, well, thank you, man. We appreciate it. We you know what, there was no stress doing this record. We just did it as we could do it, uh and it just felt good, and it was nice to hang out with the guys in that setting again, and we just like threw it all out, threw everything that we had at it, and it was good.
With the music industry the way it is, it's kind of iffy recording albums these days, right? Um,
Yeah.
so what prompted this?
Well, we had a bunch of ideas for, that we've been accumulating over time, and although we were spread apart, Andy and the guys, we just always kept writing, always stayed in touch, and and we said, you know what, maybe we should just put out a record, because I know, like you said, it is a different time and stuff. Yeah, so anyway, we just one thing led after another, and it just came up, and Andy brought it up, and so we thought, what the heck, let's do it, and so that's how it all came about.
I guess I'm interested in, I guess everyone is who's talking to you, but the cover of Spellbound.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're sick of answering this question, but when I first saw the title, I thought maybe there would be a Max Webster reference involved, Battlescar. Um, but how did you choose Spellbound? I mean, there's hundreds of, well, maybe not hundreds, but many, many great Triumph songs. Why that one? What does it mean to you?
So um so basically, we chose that one because that was one of my favorite Triumph songs from when I was a kid. I always loved that riff at the beginning. And so basically, when the idea came up, and the guys were asking me, what song would you do, and I said, without even thinking about it, I said I'd do Spellbound. And then one thing led to another, and we recorded at Metalworks in the room where it was originally done. And then when Gil heard it, he loved it, and his wife loved it even more. And so we invited him to be in the video. And so they both, and since his wife liked it, we said, yeah, you have to be in the video also. So they both sat at the board during the video.
That's awesome. It's a great tune and a great cover, by the way. Excellent, excellent sounding cover.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's, you know what, it was just, I had a feeling it was going to feel good, and it did. It felt great.
What a great band, weren't they?
Yeah, they were really cool. Like we started our recording career with them back then, and back in God '87, I think we started our recording career at Metalworks, and we had the opportunity to meet the band. And since then, like, I mean, I remember Sean's bass gear back then was acting up, and Mike Levine said, "Here, just use this stuff," and we used their stuff. And Gil was awesome. He was signing his drum skins with the front kick drum skin with Triumph right across it, and signed it for me. And I'm like, shit, these guys are great guys. They're so nice. They're so humble, like just good guys, you know.
Man, they were huge back
So,
in the day too. At that time, around '87, they
oh,
were massive.
massive, yeah, massive but humble.
Yeah, and that's a Canadian thing I've noticed, by the way. I've been
Yeah,
doing a lot of interviews with Canadian artists recently, and I spoke with Gil, Kim Mitchell, Gowan, Sass Jordan, David Wilcox, all these guys, 5440, Pursuit of Happiness. And one thing that really strikes me is the the friendliness between and the connection between all these Canadian artists. Everyone seems to get
yeah,
along, seems to know each other and support each other. It's a really
yeah.
friendly community, isn't it?
It is very much like about 3 weeks ago. My wife and I went up to Casino Rama to see the Headpins and Nazareth. Nazareth played on a song with us back in the day that never actually got released. And we hung out with them, and then hanging out with the guys from the Headpins. And it was nice because when I went to see them, I brought some Sven Gali t-shirts for them, and just the record. They wanted a record. They heard Spellbound also, so I brought up a few records, some t-shirts, and then I started seeing posts. They were wearing Sven Gali shirts on their tour across Canada to finish it up. And when I was leaving the place, the I one of my good friends was running the merch booth, and he threw me a headpin shirt, so I wore it for the encore at the El Macambo. And it's just like, you know what, support each other. It's something that's you put a lot of work into this, and people make a decision whether they like it or not in 3 minutes.
Right.
And so for us people who do that, we kind of acknowledge that, and we kind of support each other, and understand the process, and dig a little deeper into listening to stuff, you know.
And it amazes me that all these bands you're mentioning and some of the others like Kim Mitchell and all those guys, they're still going strong.
Yeah, isn't it crazy, like the resurgence of all this stuff?
I don't
Everybody's out there, you know. Everybody looks a little different. We all look a little different now from back in the day, but it's truly about the music and playing music.
and sounding better than ever, honestly. That's the
I
thing.
think I think we're just feel, you know, I sorry to cut you off. I get it. Like I feel like when you're a young kid, and then this is personally for me. I was never like a trained vocalist. I was just a kid that played in a bar band that loved music, and just gave it. And then over doing it for many years and playing clubs all across everywhere, constantly playing, I developed me. And it's now for me, it's like I feel like I've how do you say, I feel like I've kind of seasoned, matured, feel comfortable with what I have to offer, and I'm comfortable with people saying they don't like it. And I do it for the fans that love it, but I primarily do it for me now, because I enjoy it, you know. And I think that's I think once you get when you get to that place, everything kind of smooths out in life.
Uh,
And it's cool because you have that you don't give a fuck attitude what people think anymore, or all the pressures and stuff like that. And now it's just go in there, and if it's not ready, it's not ready. There's no pressure to deadlines. There's none of that stuff. And we have a great time, and our relationships within the band are really strong now. You know, really strong. We know each other's flaws. We accept each other for all who we are, and the things that pissed us off on the road, all that stuff's gone away. Now it's just a joy to hang out, you know.
that's
So you know
awesome.
what? Yeah, I guess in the end, there's nothing wrong with getting a little older.
How do you keep your voice strong? Because this album, your voice is powerful on this. So
I I've been I've always I've kept singing, and I think that like I know a lot of singers that have been doing it consistently. You can see them falling off the mark a little bit live, and that's okay, that's cool. But you know what? The voice is a voice. It's just a muscle like everything else, right? Especially with like screaming rock, if you're not trained. But for me, I don't know. I really don't know why it's better or why it feels thicker and mature and why I'm singing the way I am. I don't know. It's weird. I can't even explain it. Sometimes I'll warm up and I'm going, what the heck? I haven't sang for like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, a month, you know? But it is what it is, and if the Lord is giving it to me, I'm taking it right now.
seriously, I interviewed Ricky Faulkner from Judas Priest a couple weeks ago, and he said the
Yeah,
same thing about Rob Halford, 73, 74 years old, and he does nothing.
yeah,
Just it's just there. He doesn't practice. He doesn't warm up. He just does it.
yeah. It's like muscle memory.
It must be.
It's a real like a muscle memory, like a weightlifter. Like you can stop lifting weights for a long time, and then once you get going, you realize that you don't have to lift. It's more diet than anything else. And you know what? For me, taking care of myself now was a huge part of it. A huge part of it. I don't drink. Um, I eat properly. I think that has, back in the day, we ripped it up pretty good as young kids, right? And I think once you get over that and you start taking care of yourself, I feel immediate difference.
Now, going back in time, 92 was your first album, your self-titled first album, and you guys were everywhere in Canada. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. I think you won Video of the Year on Much Music.
Yes. Yeah. For Under the Influence.
Yeah, you were nominated for Junos.
Yeah.
Did you win?
Yeah. No, no, we did not.
Okay. So, at that time, that was 92. That was kind of the end of the 80s style music and more into the grunge stuff. How was the scene in Canada at that time?
How was oh shit, that was a tough time for us, because things were starting to change. And it's either like a lot of the bands like just kind of went away for a while as Nirvana and Soundgarden and all those bands moved in. Um, the thing about Sven Gali is that like when we got to our second record, people thought, oh, you guys you changed. It's not the same band in Wire. But the thing for us during that time is we weren't the same people. We were getting older. We experienced more. We wanted to not put ourselves in a hole and say, okay, you're just a hair band. There's a lot more to us than that, um, from our musical backgrounds and tastes. And uh, so when we did our second record, it was our record company BMG that suggested to go to Seattle and work with Kelly Gray, who produced Candlebox and um, uh, and many other bands in the Seattle scene. And we were fortunate to record at London Bridge, where Pearl Jam 10 was done, Blind Melon, Soundgarden, uh, Alice in Chains. Um, and we just felt that vibe down there. We went there just to see what was going on. This is the hip place right now. Let's go check it out. So it was funny how those guys were cool. Like on there's a song called Tired of Listening on In Wire, and there's a song called Who Said on In Wire, and Christopher from Blind Melon is playing the mandolin. And he's just recording upstairs in a little place where he used to go record. And he came down and we met, and he said, "You want you jump on this with us?" He just ran. What do you want me to play? And we don't care. He went and grabbed a mandolin. Okay, sit down. Let's go. And we did a couple things like live off the floor with him. And one of them stayed on the record. It's called Who Said, and that's just one take. Our last night in Seattle, um, in London Bridge, um, probably a studio that go down in history with what happened there. And we sat there late at night, um, and just broke into this riff. Dee started playing this riff, and I walked away and I wrote some lyrics quick, and Dee and I got back together and started putting it together, and then we just wrote this little thing and had Christopher play on it just for fun, but we put it on the record. And when the record was released, people thought, "Oh, you guys have jumped ship. You're trying to be this. You're trying to be that." And the reality of everything was is that we were just trying to be ourselves, and we weren't. Again, we didn't want to be pigeonholed because uh, I mean, we all change over time, and that was a growth spurt for us. We like to refer to it as. And if we didn't go through that record, we wouldn't have got to this record. Um, and this one's been pent up for a while. I think there's a lot of ideas that have been around for a while. It's been pent up because um, it wasn't a great feeling on how we left the industry. Just kind of like, okay, move on. Um, so to get back together and to say, okay, here we are, this many years later, uh, we still rock.
Absolutely. Well, you just answered two of my questions, which is I was going to ask you if recording in Seattle affected the sound at all, but I think
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, it did. It did very much.
very much. It's a great
Yeah.
album. I love that album.
Yeah, so do I too. I like it a lot too. Like Keeps Me Down off that record is probably one of my most favorite songs to sing live now. Um, it was great. It was great to hear us go outside the box and go, you know what, that's kind of neat, and it set us up for other stuff to come, and made us feel free to try stuff and do things, right?
But rock fans are pretty fickle. If you change a little bit, they're gonna complain about it, right?
Oh, we heard it, and I respect that. I respect whatever, however, everybody wants to listen to how they run their lives, whatever they want to do. I get it, and I'm totally cool with it all. But I do find it funny, not funny. I'm not gonna say that's the wrong choice of words. I do find it interesting that I'll go to some of our shows, and there's some people that I've known from back in the day, and their hair is still down to their ass, and it's gray, and they're still wearing that rock concert jacket and all that stuff, and I think it's neat. Like they stuck to it, and they must that music, that style, and everything really resonated with them. And they'll tell me straight up, we love this first record, but why did you do this, or why did you do that, why did you change? But then they come back and say, but Bombs and Battlescars is a blend between them both, and we really like it.
Interesting. There's only one band I can think of that has done the same thing forever, and that's AC/DC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just totally cool. That's their sound, that's their thing, and their songs are so strong. It just went right through any kind of genre of music or change in music.
Right, but they're the only one that cannot change.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
And
That's right. Yeah,
there's never a change.
yeah.
Then you took like 25 years off after that album.
I know.
What the heck?
I know. Isn't it crazy?
25
I
years.
know. I know. I know. We were still playing around and doing things together, but nothing ever got released. And then one day, Dan, the drummer for Varga, who was our label mate at BMG, said, "Why don't you guys do something? Can I do something with you?" So Andy lives in Beijing now, and he comes back and forth. And so because of technology, it's easy now. He can do what he needs to do at home. I do what I need to do at home, and everybody needs to do what they do at home. So it's changed us for writing.
Is that good though? Like, I know the
Is
album sounds great and the songs are solid, but isn't it missing that kind of spontaneity of jamming together and
Oh,
figuring?
that definitely happens. Like I guess like we do get in the rehearsal hall and go for it, and then but when Andy comes over, that's when all that happens, and then we just polish it off
Okay.
when we go to record our tracks. But you're right, yeah, like little changes, and you can't go back and change things. Or yeah, there's been that's definitely happens along the way.
Yeah, there's good things with technology and some things I think, the birth of a song in a garage type setting, I think that's so rock and roll.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
I
Um,
agree.
so now we're back with Bombs and Battle Scars. What's the plan for promotion? Are you touring?
Yeah, we're oh well, let's just going back 1 second. You mentioned about the about Spellbound. The reason why going back to Spellbound led to something for us, and we're doing a Canadian cover record right now. We're working on, first of all, we just finished the live record at the El Macombo, Sven Gali live, and now but we've got a few songs organized for this tribute to Canadian bands that influenced us. And
Interesting.
we're having the art, and we're having the artists that played on it either participate in the playing of the song or being in the video.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so we've got
Nice.
one. We're shooting a video, I think, tomorrow night for the next one that you're gonna see, the next video. And when you hear this song, you're gonna go, "What is that?" It's so cool. Like I really like it. And I'm not one to boast about our stuff. It's personal stuff, so it's hard for me to step outside of it. But when I hear this, I go, Jesus, that's sick. So I'm looking forward to everybody hearing it.
What a great idea. Not enough people celebrate Canadian music. We have some
Yeah,
badass music in this country.
100%. Some really cool stuff. And you know what? There was a time when everybody was feeling competitive and all stuff like that, and it was whatever. But again, now for me, I appreciate everything and everybody, you know. Um, and it was nice. It's nice to meet these bands, and we've all walked that road. We've all had the ups and downs, and had our stomachs kicked, and then we've had great moments, and it's you can feel the sense of community, or if you will, or like we're all on the same page. We all got the same T-shirt, right?
Absolutely. Man, we're a good country for music. I mean, starting all
One
the way
hundred percent.
back with, Guess Who and Neil Young and all those guys. Holy
Yeah.
crap. Good stuff.
And there's there's tons of great artists, and look at, even like going from Drake, Justin Bieber to freaking Brian Adams. Like there's some Celine Dion. There's massive stars in this country,
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
and
Rush.
it's
Don't
so
forget
cool.
Rush.
Oh, Rush for sure. Well, I know we there's tons of them. There's tons. Max Webster was an amazing band. Like there's great bands.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. So what about the
Yeah.
tour?
So yeah, so basically what we're doing is we're gonna get our videos in line, and we are going to get set up for summer 2025,
Summer 2020.
and yeah, and get some shows going in 2025.
Rapid fire. Pew 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 pew.
Quick questions, quick
Sure.
answers. Here we go.
Okay.
Sure you've heard this a million times too, but you opened for Def Leppard in '92. Craziest Def Leppard story or best Def Leppard story, touring story.
Best touring story. Okay. So me and it was Sven Gali, Ugly Kid Joe, Meatloaf, Tom Cochran, Def Leppard.
Wow.
Canada Day shows all the way across the country. Amazing moment was me and the singer of Def Leppard me and the singer of Ugly Kid Joe sitting at the side of the stage as the sun is going down, beach balls flying, water cannons, beautiful weather, like gorgeous weather, and watching the singer of Meatloaf lose his mind at the side of the stage. He was freaking out on somebody. And I'm going, what is going on? He's about to come on. And he's getting all worked up, and he's freaking out, and he's yelling, and people have their hands in the air, and he's walking back and forth. And I'm going, what is going on? I'm looking at the singer of Joe, going, what's going on here? This is craziness. And then the band broke into I Would Do Everything for Love at the beginning. That was his opening act. And he walked out and absolutely crushed it. Mesmerizingly. I was like totally blown away. If you listen to the song, I watched 40,000 people go silent when he started that song. And when they broke into it, they all went crazy. After the show, I found out that there are times he gets himself worked up. That's him getting him prepared to go play.
So he wasn't pissed
And
at
it
anyone.
was
He was just
he
making
was
himself.
upset about something, I think, but it just turned into this crazy thing. And then I understand, he goes, yeah, he gets himself so worked up before he goes on. And it hit home. like he puts himself, everything he's got right into it.
Right.
It was
Wow.
great.
You know,
I know it wasn't a short answer, but it was one of the best experiences of music I've ever had.
that's amazing. You know, I saw that tour with Ugly Kid Joe and Def Leppard. I don't remember Meatloaf and you being there in Ottawa.
Where did you see it? Yeah, no, we weren't in the Ottawa show. That's the shows that we weren't at. We weren't in Ottawa. We went across the country. We missed Toronto, Ottawa, and then we hooked up back up out east.
Oh, okay. Ugly Kid
Yeah,
Joe.
it's a shame. Yeah, a lot of fun. We those guys, the singer used to come in the morning, open up our tour bus door, and throw stink bombs on our bus.
Nice. How rock and roll.
Kids. Yeah, kids having fun.
Next rapid fire. Vocalist that inspired you to sing.
Klaus, Scorpions.
Oh, good answer. Good answer. He's great. Best concert you've ever seen?
Lately, best concert I've ever seen. Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
Montreal?
No, Toronto, 93, 94.
I saw the Montreal show where they started.
They went crazy.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Do you remember your first ever show that you ever played?
I do. Uncle Sam's in Niagara Falls. Uncle Sam's a bar in Niagara Falls, Ontario.
And was it Sven Gali, or was it like a cover band, or?
It was a band called Sweet Cheater.
Sweet Cheater.
1985, 86.
How was the show?
I know what? I think Andy has a tape of that. We were pretty green. Let's say that.
All right. And I'm going to put you on the spot here. Last question, because we've been talking a lot about the Canadian industry and Canadian music. Best Canadian artist or band ever?
Oof. Yeah, you put me on the spot here.
Okay,
Best
let's
Canadian.
say the best. Your favorite. How's that?
My favorite Canadian artists, I have two, and that's Triumph and Rush.
Yeah, I was going to say Rush or Kim Mitchell, but
Yeah.
Triumph is right up there as well. It's funny, whenever I ask that, no one ever talks about Guess Who or Neil Young or any of those.
Yeah.
It's always Rush.
Yeah, I think my mind goes to rock.
Well, Guess Who was pretty rocking.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, good answer. I'm surprised you didn't say Sven Gali, but you should have. It's your band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Fantastic. This is really cool. Thanks so much for doing this for me. And
thank you.
Congratulations on the album. It's fantastic and released everywhere in the world now. I hope it just skyrockets because it's fantastic.
Oh, I really appreciate it. It's up to you guys to push it for us. So
well, we're working on it. We're working on it.
All right.
You take care. Have a great day. And
okay, brother. You take care now.